Hello, everyone. It's What's the Word Wednesday, and you're on my channel, Moonlit Lioness. I am so happy to have you here and honored that you're choosing to spend your time with me. Um, I have a couple of things I wanted to talk about today. So I'm in more of my, I guess you call it the studio area, and I'm really excited today. I'm going to do share screen and show my cards at the same time I am showing my face. So let's hope it all goes well. Um, However, let's see. The first thing I want to talk about is Scott Bessent. It's just, I'm aware I've been down rabbit holes, but I guess we just don't know everything. And I just came across something, and I will share screen with you. Let's see here. You're gonna see that, and then I gotta wait for, here we go. So if you look here, you can see, let me play it over here. Okay, I thought there was more to it than that, but maybe not. But anyway, that got me thinking. Usually I'll see these things and I'll think, I don't know if they look the same or not, but this one, it just really intrigued me and got my interest. Something was telling me, look into that more. And so I did. And so I looked at Scott Bessent and how he looks now. And let's see, I'm hoping you can see. Let me make sure you can see what I'm seeing. Yes. So, this is how he looks now. And this is, I'm sure, the actor playing him. This is an older picture of him. This is actually how he looks. And so I can see a definite difference. To me, they don't look like the same person. The hair is done differently here. And the teeth, he likes to smile here in his official shot of the past with his upper teeth. I notice his teeth are a little bit, where the current one doesn't really show them, just like the actor that we just looked at. He doesn't show his teeth many times when he smiles. So here's another picture here of him. Yeah, you can't really see it, so I'm not gonna. But anyway, so that to me looks like, yes, this looks like the original here. This guy, he looks like the original Scott Bessent. He does not look the same to me as this guy because he has his teeth show when he smiles big time. Here's the newer Scott Bessent, the actor, and he's talking, his lower teeth are showing. There's a difference in how, their mouth presents when they speak and they smile. And plus, he's got much heavier chipmunk cheeks. You could say, oh, well, he's older now, so, he doesn't have, maybe that's the case. But for me, it's pretty evident, the current guy is an actor. So also interesting, diving into this and looking a little more, and if you look in Wikipedia, it says he's the first openly gay person to be in the cabinet, maybe is what he's saying, in the president's cabinet. I'm getting frustrated because my Zoom controls are covering up my ability to handle my controls for my windows. So I need them to close up for me so that I can change my window. Okay, close up. Anyway, technical difficulties. So anyway, the point is, yeah, here you see him. He's got a partner and a child. And, we're all little these days when we see that, because we've seen some of the things that have happened with some of these children lately. There's been stories roaming around and stuff. And so it doesn't mean necessarily that is the case. But after I read this, if you don't know this already, see, this is all new to me, so I'm sorry if this isn't new to you, but I found this article, The Close Relationship Between Donald Trump's Nominee for Treasury Secretary and the Royal Family, where it goes into talking about and there's the actor's face there, interestingly. But it talks about how Bessent's background as a successful and exceedingly wealthy financial strategist for billionaire investor George Soros has dominated the headlines since his appointment on November 22nd. So yeah, I didn't realize that. And then it goes on to talk about how he had a close connection with Prince Charles and Camilla Parker, etc. So you kind of get the picture here. Please move down for me so that I can close you up. This, for whatever reason, my Zoom controls are not closing up for me, so I'm not able to, I'm trying to move my, anyway. So anyway, that's the point of Scott Bessent. And what I'd like to do now is I'd like to do a new share and share my camera. Which I should have had on already. So like I said, this is new. I'm all excited about this, so bear with me. And turn that on. Okay, we'll try again. Like I said, technical difficulties. I tried to share it. Let me try again. I tried to share it before it was turned on, so it should be ready. Oh, yay! Here we go. All right. So my question is regarding Scott Bessent, and this has been like a kind of a circus presentation, so I'm really sorry about that. But my question is not, is that really Scott Bessent? I'm pretty certain it's not. But my question is, why did he get chosen, his brand or persona, his character, why did he get chosen to be the Treasury Secretary? You know, with the background that he had and everything. Why didn't they bring in somebody else? Maybe it was a way, I don't know. Let's let the cards tell us, why did Scott Bessent, why was he chosen, that brand chosen to be the Treasury Secretary? I'm going to do Kachina knife. So first card down. We've got the King of Cups and Judgment. Okay, let's get you in the picture here. I'm going to zoom this out just a little bit, make it easier to see. And we're going to push this up. There we go. So what I see here is this is neutrally aspected. Okay, so we've got the Queen of Cups and the Eight of Wands around it. So it's not badly or positively aspected. So I guess I could read it either way. You know, the King of Cups. Okay, so first of all, it's a king. So I think, you know, it's a central figure. It's an important figure. It's going to be out in the public eye a lot. So because of the scrutiny or because of the way this person is going to be looked at by people, they thought this character would be a good fit for what they want to do. With the Judgment card over here, that for me is like a disclosure. So I think and celebratory underneath. So I think at some point it was really important to have somebody who was actually not so great, somebody who was involved in the cabal and who fit the profile very well to play this character, because at some point it's going to be revealed of the kind of activities this person was in and why they couldn't use him. Somehow his position is going to be used. It's going to be used to out things. And then below in the future, you've got the emperor, and there's more energy. There's more energy and celebration. So yeah, in a most simplistic way, he's there to at some point reveal himself. And the outcome of that is to show, this is somebody who's in control. The emperor's in control. So it's to show that they're in control and that we can celebrate that. And yeah, I think, who he is, who this person really is going to be revealed in I don't want to say EBS. I don't know if there's going to be an EBS. Then maybe there will be, but and when they come out and reveal everything, maybe not everything, but they come out, there's going to be some point where it's revealed. And I think it's going to be with a lot of other things. And that's what it looks like to me. And the reason they chose him was because they wanted that. But why did they choose Scott Bessent? Why didn't they choose another person? Why did they choose him? I think that's what it's saying. It's that he had things to hide. So perhaps it was an easy way to fill that with a character because they had somebody. I mean, that's what I was thinking anyway prior to. But in my 2 extra cards, I've got the devil and the 5 of Pentacles. The devil is being tied down. Yeah, so Scott Bessent, I did a read on him prior to this, just without putting it out on my channel, and I was getting that he's not dead. He's in jail. So I wonder if they're able to get information from him. Here's information underneath that character or underneath Scott Bessent. I wonder if they're able to continue to get information from him as he is imprisoned. Because I think the real Scott Bessent is not dead. I think he's imprisoned at the moment, and they're using him for information. Maybe it helps with the character. So, okay, that's what I'm getting. So, wasn't like immediately clear. Sometimes these things are immediately clear. Sometimes they're not. I decided I would make this a little bit longer. So the second one I wanted to go over today was something a little more, I guess you could say, fun. But if you haven't seen the let me go back and see if I can find it. I don't know if I can bring these up without having problems again, but I will. There we go. I'm going to move this down so I don't cover up my controls. All right, so if you've seen these or not, I don't know, but there's videos out there of a guy who's exploring the Grand Canyon, parts of it that's been cut off from the world. They have security and stuff, but obviously they're letting him in and letting him put out what he's seeing. So just a little bit of this I'll play.
Monolith, but look what I spot down below. We're getting closer. But there's so much That makes 0 cents.
Okay, so I don't want this to go on a long time. If you want to find that, just look up Grand Canyon on X and I'm sure you'll find a lot of stuff. Forbidden Canyon is what he has here. So, and so I'm going to do a read on that. And my question there is, when you see this kind of stuff, you're asking, at least I'm asking, how long ago did these people live here? How long ago was this? Who were they? And what happened to them, right? So let's go ahead and do a read on that and see if we can get some answers about this Grand Canyon culture that lived there. I mean, was it that long? Was it a long, long time ago? Or was it maybe not as long as we think? That would have to show up in my pass card when I only get one of those. So we'll have to see. And then, of course, the other question is, who were these people? Who were these people? What happened to them? Who were these people? What happened to them? How long ago were they there? All right. So who were these people? They were a people that were fighting to maintain their existence. It looks like we'll get the other cards and see what that's going on. What happened to them? Okay, so I don't think, they got bombed off the map or something like very abrupt happened. There wasn't anything abrupt happening as far as I can tell. And with the Temperance card there, I think they were there quite a while ago. This is a card of time. Temperance is time. So this is a culture that lived there a long time ago. And what happened to them? Yeah, so I don't know. They got attacked. They got attacked over time. And they had to try to defend themselves. So it over time, their numbers dwindled and they kind of fizzled out. But it wasn't something that was real strong and abrupt that just kind of took them out, like lasers from the sky bombing out because that was a thought I had, how did these people lose it was just something that was more gradual than that. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so in the future, let me push these up just a little bit so you can see the cards better. Okay, I'm gonna do that. All right, so in the future, you've got the happy card, and I see this more as the present. Was like their heyday. This is kind of like toward the end of their existence here, and this is now. So I think, yeah, they're being discovered, which is kind of a happy thing, that their existence is being revealed to people. And it's karmic and just that happens because they were taken out gradually on purpose. This is somebody who's working at their craft. So there was somebody who wanted to remove them, but they didn't remove them quickly. It was a gradual thing. It was kind of like a fight for an area, like a turf battle, perhaps, that just didn't happen, that they didn't succeed with. Why did they die out? But here in the future, their culture and their existence is going to come back out. I think they're going to have, there's the Queen of Wands. And I think it says something about, what happened to them? What happened to them? and they were taking them. There's something here. I'm getting woo 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 in my head. So I'm trying to decide whether to go with that or not, but it's really pushing in my head. I'm really getting it. Yes. So there's something about these people. They had a definite connection to the land, or uh, to Gaia, to spirit. They had a connection. And I think maybe the people who were coming in and trying to take them out, or whoever they were that were coming in to take them out, they wanted to either remove that, or they wanted to somehow um, get that for themselves. And they felt somehow the land, being in that space, it was like a sacred space, that being in that space, that would allow them to have that ability that these people that were living there at the time had. That's what I'm getting from this card here. So I think, yeah, it was a battle for kind of power of not just the land, but what they felt the land gave them, as far as a gift or a skill. Maybe with this temperance card, it's not just about how long ago, but also that it's about there's something healing about that land. Uh, maybe there's something healing. Let me draw two more cards. We've got the Empress. Yeah, the Empress is Venus card. Very much rules Taurus, which is very much about the land. Very much about yes, healing of the land, the healing ability of the land. And this is a recuperation card. So this kind of clarifies and verifies for me what I was saying, is that, yeah, there's something about the land at the time that seemed to be very healing in nature. And there was a battle to have that prized real estate there because of that. And it's going to be revealed now, with the man going into the canyon stuff. There's going to be more information brought out about that culture and what that was all about. So, okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed the read on Scott Bessent. and and I'm sorry for all the technical difficulties and my hesitation. But I am very excited about being able to share my screen and show my and not having to splice together my videos, because splicing together, I was having trouble with that. And the splice I'm putting together now is real slow, blah, 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 all kinds of technical difficulties. But anyway, I hope you have a great day. I hope you enjoy your Wednesday, and I'll see you again on Friends Friday. And if you have any questions and you'd like me to ask, about, I'll read on all kinds of things. So I can read about history. I can read about, like this Grand Canyon thing. I can read about current events. It's fun for me. And sometimes it gives you insight you didn't expect. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask, please leave them in the comments of this video. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you again on Friday.